I'm Jana Mohammad Zaki and this is Nightline, the top stories. Cabinet appointment, PH manifesto applies to permanent appointment. And Iran admits to unintentionally shooting down Ukrainian airliner. Described as a bold move, Iran's military on Saturday announced its role in the downing of a Ukrainian passenger jet that killed all 176 people on board. The Republic said the shootdown was unintentional and a human error. Iranian Armed Forces internal investigation in a statement concluded that, regrettably, missiles fired due to human error caused the horrific crash of the Ukrainian international airline PS-752. It said the plane was shot down after it took an unexpected sharp turn, approaching an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps or IRGC base. It also stressed that the incident happened following a series of threats by the US and the movement of US planes in the region. The statement added that the person responsible for the shootdown of PS-752 would face legal consequences and that the military will undertake major reform in operations of all armed forces to ensure such human errors would not happen again. The Revolutionary Guard Corps has also been ordered to give a full public explanation. The Iranian admission comes after days of official denials from Tehran as the US and Canadian governments, citing intelligence assessments, said the plane was most likely shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile. Meanwhile, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani had expressed his deepest regret over the accidental shooting down of the Ukrainian airliner earlier this week. In a tweet, Rouhani offered his condolences and said his thoughts and prayers go to all the mourning families. The leader also stressed that the investigation will continue. Earlier, Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif blamed US adventurism for causing the Iranian military to shoot down the Ukrainian passenger plane. Zarif wrote on Twitter that the White House created the conditions in which Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps accidentally launched a missile at the plane. As expected, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky demanded on Saturday that Iran punish those responsible for the downing of a Ukrainian airliner and pay compensation. He expressed hope that the injury will be pursued without deliberate delay and obstruction and wanted Iran to give total access to the full inquiry for 45 Ukrainian experts. Tehran has invited the United States, Ukraine, Canada and others to join the crash investigation. The majority of passengers on UIA flight PS-752 were Iranian-Canadian dual nationals, but also included Ukrainians, Afghans, Britons and Swedes. Back to the local front. The Finance Minister on Saturday pointed out that Pakatan Harapan's PH election manifesto on cabinet appointments applies for permanent appointment. As such, according to Lim Guan Eng, said there shouldn't be any dispute on the Prime Minister's act of holding two ministerial portfolios. Lim said this is because Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, holding the Education Minister's portfolio, is only a temporary appointment.
Sekiranya itu saya pergi cuti, saya mesti ada menteri ganti. So kalau ada menteri ganti, itu hanya sementara saja. Betul tak? Dan pergi mesyuarat 2 minggu, mesti ada menteri ganti. So itulah maksudnya. So ini mungkin lebih panjang sikit, bukan 2 minggu, mungkin 1-2 bulan, tapi itu sementara. Ini terpulang apabila latihan baru dibuat oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri.
The Finance Minister said this when asked on dispute raised by certain quarters on Tun Dr. Mahathir's appointment as the interim Education Minister effective January 3rd. PH's election manifesto stated that the Prime Minister will not simultaneously hold other ministerial posts, especially the post of Finance Minister. Lim said, thus, there is no issue over the appointment of Tun Dr. Mahathir as the interim Education Minister. He spoke to the media after a visit to the Swettenham Pier Cruise Terminal in Georgetown, Pulau Pinang on Saturday. On another matter, Lim Guan Eng said Malaysia's economy is expected to do better this year after the Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index (PMI) for December 2019 rose to a 15-month high. According to the Finance Minister, the government is also boosting employment opportunities and incomes of youth, fresh graduates and women through the 5-year 6.5 billion ringgit Malaysia at Work programme. Lim, in a statement on Saturday, said that at the same time, the government is implementing major infrastructure projects valued at 120 billion ringgit. He said other infrastructure works to support the economy include the building of Bandar Malaysia with a gross development value of 140 billion ringgit and the 450 million ringgit allocation to distribute a one-off 30 ringgit e-wallet credit to eligible Malaysians to encourage the use of cashless payments. According to the Statistics Department, the latest leading economic indicators expanded 1.4% to 120.3 points in October 2019 versus 118.6 points in the previous month. Rating agency RAM, meanwhile, also suggested that sentiment among Malaysian businesses is improving, with confidence among corporates and confidence among small and medium enterprises rising. The findings, according to the Finance Minister, are in line with the government's optimistic view regarding 2020 growth prospects, which expects the gross domestic product (GDP) to grow robustly at 4.7% in 2019 before accelerating to 4.8% this year. The proposed Sabah Temporary Pass (PSS) is not a license to obtain Malaysian citizenship for the immigrants. According to Home Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, the PSS was an effort to convert 3 different documents issued to refugees fleeing civil war in the southern Philippines into one high-security card with biometric features.
Perlu ada satu sistem yang lebih kemas. 3 kad ni macam-macam. Kalau saudara pun ada 3 kad yang dipakai IM13, yang ini burung-burung, yang ini banci, padahal kategorinya orang yang sama. Orang ni yang datang dulu, berada di Sabah, bukan warga negara, tapi mesti ada suratan. Ikut undang-undang immigration, dalam mana negara sekalipun, tak ada satu jasad manusia datang dan tak ada suratan apa-apa.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin was speaking at a press conference in Sabah, explaining the background of the PSS card issuance. He added the record was needed to track marriage and births of immigrants in Sabah and cannot be used to apply for citizenship, which has been debated in the Kimanis by-election. Both Barisan Nasional and Warisan had raised the issue during speeches on the campaign trail. The card will be issued starting from June 2020 and will be equipped with biometric safety features and cost 120 ringgit. Police have recorded statements from 4 individuals in connection with a rally called the January 1st Rally to defend Jawi and abolish Dongzong held in the federal capital. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Datuk Sri Mazlan Lazim said 2 more individuals would also be summoned to give statement pertaining to the rally.
Kita dah panggil 4 orang. 4 orang statement nak kita ambil. Jadi 2 orang lagi lah kita perlu ambil. Dan kita memang pandang serius lah tentang kes ini. Tidak punya kebenaran. So untuk melakukannya. Dan notis tak dibagi kan, notis. Tak dibagi mengikut apa Akta Pimpinan Laman 2012. So patutnya dia kena ikut apa Akta Pimpinan Laman tu. So dia tak ikut. Jadi pihak kita.
He was speaking to the media after the Security and Crime Prevention Program in Sentul, Kuala Lumpur. Said the case is being probed under the Peaceful Assembly Act 2012. Previously, the media reported that 500 students from public universities attended the rally on the New Year Day to defend the introduction of Jawi script in vernacular schools and to urge the government to ban Chinese educationist group Dongzong for opposing plans to teach the script. The rally was also held in response to criticism by DAP veteran leader Lim Kit Siang against the group. The case of a video making the rounds on social media of Road Transport Department RTD officers allegedly assaulting a motorcyclist have been handed over to police. Lahad Datu Police Chief Nasri Mansoor said the 20-year-old motorcyclist, a suspected illegal immigrant, was in their custody after being handed over by the RTD. He said police would carry out a thorough probe, including on the two RTD staff. Previously, the RTD said on Friday the disciplinary action, including termination, could be taken against the officers if they were found to have flouted the law. In Terengganu, two men had a narrow brush with death after the 5-ton truck they were in crashed into a 6-meter-deep ravine at Jalan Kuala Terengganu, Kota Baru, near Kampung Sungai Ikan at Kuala Nerus. The driver, Roslan Hasbullah, 45, found himself pinned to his seat while his Bangladeshi assistant escaped unhurt. 7 firemen were rushed to the scene after they received an emergency call at 11:22 a.m. and they took 15 minutes to free the driver from his seat. Both victims were then taken to the Sultanah Nur Zahira Hospital for further treatment. Over in Sarawak, a 35-year-old civil servant was arrested after 14 tubes of cut straw with what is believed to be shabu was found at his residence in Kampung Prabahanan in Limbang following a raid by the police. Police said the shabu, weighing 1.87 grams, was found in a candy container in the suspect's bedroom. The suspect, who had a drug record, claimed that he got his supply from a local distributor. He also tested positive for shabu and a remand application has been made. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail had praised the potential of the local film and animation industry to go far and produce films of international standards. She said this after attending a special screening of Agent Ali the movie for 50 disabled residents of the Taman Sinar Harapan TSH Cheras.
Kualitinya memang bagus sekali dan menarik latar ceritanya, namun apa yang ada juga adalah social issues dan message sosial yang telah diketengahkan, ya. Dan apa yang saya diberitahu kata jurang antara miskin dan kaya itu, dan bagaimana kalau over pun mana-mana, dan janganlah putus asa apa pun keadaan kita.
$10 teams to fight in final for $20,000 US. The esports segment when we return. Welcome back. Now it's time for the esports segment where we bring you the latest news on gaming. A total of 1,700 teams have participated in the qualifiers for the GeForce Cup hosted by NVIDIA, with only 10 teams remaining in the final round. Representing 10 different countries from around the Pacific region, the players will go up against one another for a total prize pool of $20,000 US. Wan Izul Islam has the details.
welcome to the esports segment with me, Wan Izul Islam. I'm here at Battle Arena in Petaling Jaya, Selangor, where the GeForce Cup for the year 2019-2020 season is underway. Now, this tournament is hosted by NVIDIA. Of course, NVIDIA GeForce, who are the main sponsors of this tournament, where 10 teams from around the region have gathered to participate in the game Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO. A total prize pool of $20,000 is up for grabs, where the winner will take $8,000 straight home to their bank accounts. Now, teams from countries such as India, New Zealand, Thailand, Vietnam, all around the region, as well as one team from Malaysia, are participating in this tournament. Earlier, we had the chance to talk to the hosts and organizers from NVIDIA, as well as some of the players participating. Let's hear what they have to say.
Actually, for the GeForce Cup, this has been four times from 2017. So the objective for GeForce Cup is how to make excitement for gamers, especially for the grassroots for amateur gamers, because we want to benefit for all the iCafe partners. They can get the traffic and also engage with the gamers. So we host the GeForce Cup, and for this year, across 13 countries, more than 1,700 teams and more than 10 million social impression viewership.
I feel like tournament is good. Ever since the qualifier, everything was quite smooth. Even the event, a little bit delayed, but everything went on time. You know, a little bit issue, but overall, the service is good. You know, comfortable. It's nice to play here. I feel like they are really strong from other region, especially. They are not that prepared yet. I'm the latest addition to this team, so we're still kind of new, but we'll make sure we'll improve in the future and surprises them. I feel really proud. Like, we're playing against other country and we're not doing so bad. We are putting up a show, a very good fight against other country. You know, we're sorry that we didn't make it out of group stage, but we'll try our best next time.
There you have it, folks, from the players as well as the organizers themselves. A wonderful tournament happening here at the Battle Arena. The final rounds, of course, will be happening Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow, the finals for the tournament, where the champion will be crowned and they will take home that beautiful trophy over there, the GeForce Cup Pacific for the year 2019 and 2020. Now, other than the tournaments here, where you can see behind me, the players are playing in the booth. They've also got other 6 booths participating and playing the tournaments concurrently. There's also activities such as lucky draws, as well as 2v2 matchups between the audiences. Audiences are here excited to witness some of the best CSGO games, as well as prizes up for grabs for the audience. Now, that's all from myself, Wan Izul Islam. Catch you again for the next My Game On esports segment. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
This just in, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has stressed that he will cease being the interim education minister once a suitable person is found to take over. The Prime Minister said he was only acting in the capacity on a temporary basis.
Saya secepat mungkin apabila saya dapat pilih satu orang untuk mengambil alih, saya akan lepas jabatan itu. Saya cuma sementara saja.
He told reporters after presenting prizes at the closing ceremony of the Royal Langkawi International Regatta 2020 on Saturday night. Asked whether the new minister would be an MP from Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, Tun Dr. Mahathir said that was the usual practice. On the possibility of other ministers wanting to resign, the Prime Minister said he was willing to accept if anyone wants to. He also said the government was studying the possibility of splitting the ministry into an education ministry and a higher education ministry, as was done before. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail had praised the potential of the local film and animation industry to go far and produce films of international standards. She said this after attending a special screening of Agent Ali the movie for 50 disabled residents of the Taman Sinar Harapan TSH Cheras.
Kualitinya memang bagus sekali dan menarik latar ceritanya, namun apa yang ada juga adalah social issues dan message sosial yang telah diketengahkan, ya. Dan apa yang saya diberitahu kata jurang antara miskin dan kaya itu, dan bagaimana kalau over pun mana-mana, dan janganlah putus asa apa pun keadaan kita.
Also at the screening of the movies at Cineplex's E-Curve Damansara was her husband, PKR President Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Others who attended the screening were Media Prima's Chairman, Datuk Dr. Syed Hussein Al-Junid, Group Managing Director of Media Prima Berhad, Datuk Kamal Khalid, and Prime Works Studios CEO Datuk Ahmad Izham Omar. The film, produced by Prime Works Studios and Wow Animation, has so far collected 30 million ringgit at the box office in the last 6 weeks. No Malaysian representative in final, the 2020 Malaysian Masters after the breather. Sports badminton, the 2020 Malaysian Masters. 3 national shuttlers failed to book their places in the finals after Lee Zijia and mixed doubles pair Chan Peng Soon Goh Liu Ying suffered defeats to their respective opponents in the semi-finals on Saturday. Lee Zijia was no match for the world number 1 Kento Momota in the men's singles event after he was blew away 10-21 in the first set. The 21-year-old put up a fight for the second set, but it was not enough to beat the Japanese as he succumbed to a 19-21 defeat in a tight game. Momota will next face Denmark's Victor Axelsen in the final. Meanwhile, in the mixed doubles event, Chan Peng Soon Goh Liu Ying found the going too tough when they lost for the 7th consecutive time to China's Wang Yi Liu, Huang Dongping. Peng Soon Liu Ying were a shadow of their powerful game in the quarterfinals on Friday as they appeared as spent force in the semi-finals, losing 21-10, 21-13. I'm Jana Muhammad Zaki. Thank you for tuning in and take care.